We are with Professor Ndulo, correct?
Correct.
Correct. He is a professor of law at Cornell Law School, director of Cornell's Institute for African Development, human rights advocate, and humanitarian. It's a pleasure to speak with you today, sir.
Thank you.
You have obviously, when I looked over your bio, you've been all over the world, and you've been dealing with human rights issues. Tell us a little bit about why you're here, how you were invited to come, and what you hope will come from this conference.
I was basically invited by George Rokas. I got in touch with him. We started off a few years ago. I directed a student group that worked on a brief on human rights violations in Turkey in relationship to the Greek Orthodox Church. And my students wrote a brief on religious freedom and some of the issues that arose from their investigation. And the idea was to prepare a case for presentation to maybe the European Court of Human Rights.
Okay. And from your perspective, having been involved in human rights issues, how do you see the problem that religious minorities face in Turkey today?
I think that it's clearly an issue that needs to be addressed. It's, I think that we have to emphasize the need for the Turkish government to respect the right to religion, which means belief as well as manifestation of religion. And I think it's very, very important that that is driven home and that it's accepted in Turkey.
Yes. From your perspective, is there one specific aspect of human rights that you feel that we might have some success here, or is it just a general sort of blanket question?
I think generally, it's general in the sense that you can't really isolate issues because they tend to be linked. So, for example, I mean, when one is talking about right to religion, it's also a question of respecting diversity. It's also a question of respecting right to education. So they are all intertwined.
You grew up in what country?
I grew up in Zambia.
In Zambia?
Yeah, I'm from Zambia.
What is the human relations there? What's that like now?
Well, I think it's fine now. We went through, first we got independence in 1964, and then we had a democratic system for a while, and then we had one-party system between 1971 and 93, and now it's a multi-party system, so I think it's fairly good. There's some issues, but I think it's fairly good, yeah.
And on a personal side, forgive me if I ask you a personal question. When you think of the issue of the freedom of a human being to be able to worship and live as they are, you're a professor of law, obviously, how do you feel as an individual when we deal with the restriction of a person's actual ability to be able to either live or worship in freedom? How does that make you feel?
I mean, it feels, it makes me sad, to see that in some jurisdictions this right is not respected because it goes to the dignity of the human being and who the person is. I think we have to respect who the people are, and that means accepting diversity and accepting various religions.
Yes. Very good. We look forward to your talk.
Thank you. Thank you.